We have been telling you we are going to be talking to Mr. James Caan, and you know what? He's here in the studio with us.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm extremely well, thank you. Outstandingly well.
Well, you know what? I don't know whether we should start off with a book or whether we should start off talking about why you left Dragon's Den.
Or why you look so handsome first thing in the morning.
You know what?
You're a poster boy now.
No, I think it's that Nivea cream. It's doing amazingly well.
Oh my God!
Can I just say?
No,
Every Asian wears Nivea cream.
I was going to say, did Raj tell you that that's what he lives on?
No. I got a text from him this morning and said, don't forget your Nivea.
Nivea. If it's good enough for Elizabeth Taylor with all her facelifts,
Absolutely.
it's good enough for Asians.
James, we've got to ask you. You know, in terms of Dragon's Den and all the rest of it. Firstly, how did you kind of get involved with all of it? Was it like, did the phone ring and where they were like, you know what, you make loads of money, you're an entrepreneur, come on Dragon's Den?
I mean, literally, it really was as simple as that. I was in the office one day and just out of the blue, I got a telephone call from the BBC to say that they were thinking of shaking up the show a bit and they needed a bit of spice.
Ooh.
And would I be interested in doing TV? And I'd never done television before because I'm just a classic entrepreneur, and I just thought it'd be a lot of fun to go into the show and do some investments. So I went along and met the cast and met Theo and Peter and Duncan, etc. And it was just such a laugh. It was such an enjoyable day, and I thought, what a way to make a living. So I said, I'm in.
Ta-da! What made you leave?
I mean, I was away in Bali at Christmas and I was just sitting there reflecting on 2010, and it's just been such a crazy year for me because today I've got just over 30 businesses that I run.
Wow.
And I became chairman of the Big Issue magazine last year and became director of Mechanics and the big advertising agency. And we were in the middle of writing the book, Get the Job You Really Want, and I just signed a new deal for a new book that I'm going to be launching this year. And I just literally had so much going on. And I thought, I can't work 7 days a week, for the rest of my life. So I needed to take some time out.
Okay,
Where did you get the time to actually write this book?
As you probably know, I have a yacht in the south of France.
Uh-huh.
Every weekend I've been flying out there and taking the boat out and just cruising around the Mediterranean, sitting on the back of the boat and just kind of going back over the last 30 years on everything I've learned about how do you get a job.
But how will this book actually help people? I mean,
Well, it's funny enough because obviously, as you know, having stepped down from Dragon's Den, I'm now looking for a job myself.
You're unemployed.
I am unemployed. So funny enough, my wife just after Christmas bought me the book and said, why don't you read this book? You may get some really good tips in there on how you're going to find a job. So, I mean, the book is actually my sort of 30 years experience of the recruitment industry. I've been in that business for a long time and essentially have learned every aspect of that journey on how does somebody really get the job they really want.
From what I've heard about the book, it's kind of a bit about how to kind of do your CV, what to wear when you go to an interview. And so really, it's quite grassroots, isn't it?
Well, I mean, I think what I find, I constantly interview every single week because I have so many different businesses where I'm hiring people for. And the thing that I consistently find is people just don't do the basics. And it's the basics that always make the difference. So,
what are those basics?
So, for example, if you're in a job, is that really the right career for you? So how do you make a decision on which direction your career should go in? And I think a lot of people still haven't really fathomed that out. So I spend a whole chapter in the book talking about how do you define what your direction should be? And having made that decision, how do you then look? Do you look at job boards? Do you look at newspapers? Do you apply directly? If you then have to write a CV, so many people, even to this day, don't really understand that a CV is a sales document. You are presenting and selling yourself. So how do you write that CV? Do you email it? Do you post it? Do you hand deliver it? And then
you know what I've heard about a CV is that it should never be more than one page.
Is that right?
Is that true?
I would say that you need probably, the CV contains 3 pages to me.
Right.
A covering letter that explains a bit about who you are. 1 page that kind of covers your education, your background, your hobbies, etc. And then 1 page that takes up your career history.
Right.
So it's simple to read. I think once you've then written the CV, then when you arrive at an interview, the big thing that I think a lot of people find difficult is what are the questions that I need to be asking? How do I deal with those issues? What do I wear? How do I present myself? How do I sell myself? Having gone through that particular situation, how do I then secure the package? You know, how do I base the salary? How do I negotiate that deal?
See, for a lot of people, that's quite difficult in the sense, how assertive do you get? Because if you're after a job and you've gone through the process, how do you negotiate that?
Well, that really is where the book goes very much into a lot of detail to go through and explain how you position yourself, how you present the number, how you negotiate that number. Because at the end of the day, you do want the right package, but also you don't want to appear desperate either.
Right.
But it's a fine line, though, isn't it? I mean, like, if you think about, when you were doing Dragon's Den, was there any point where you kind of thought, you know what, I've got a heart here. I know this person may not have the right pitch.
But
because you know
there.
what I'm sure Raj thought this as well.
Connection.
When we've watched this, you kind of think, okay, well, you know what?
Please give it to him. Please give him the money.
Your heart's in the right place, but
Well,
you know
listen,
what?
guys,
Whatever's coming out your mouth isn't right.
Yeah, I know.
No,
but listen,
okay,
you know,
well,
it's $100,000. It's your own cash.
Well, you
Are
know,
you there to, you know?
that cash that lies by the table, is that real money?
Of course, you know, when I go to
I've always
Dragon's Den,
wondered.
I go to the bank every morning, stop at the cash point, take out the $100,000, stand there for 45 minutes with my carrier bag.
I know, well, you know, having said that, I have to. There's only been one female in Dragon's Den.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
And,
your point.
And your point.
Yes.
But,
We're all getting a bit tense here.
well,
Come
no,
on.
I know, but what is her problem? She's always so hard up.
She needs a makeover.
But no,
I'm sorry.
honestly, is it a bit of a man's world?
No, I think, you know, Deborah represents, you know, somebody in the den who...
Well, Deborah's always clicking her fingers, going, "Oh, well, you know what? If I was, if I was,
Baba's got a valid point. Is it a man's world? You know, your book, is this for guys to succeed or can
No, this is absolutely for everybody. You know, there's no race, colour, creed, age, male, female. You know, I think everybody out there needs to secure the job they really want. You know, and I think for me right now, you know, I'm in that position. I need a job myself. So one of the reasons I came along this morning was I thought maybe, you know, your listeners out there could actually help me decide what should be the
you know what,
job.
let's put you on the spot.
James. Right, let's interview James, right.
Yeah, go and sell yourself, James.
Right, go on, James, right.
We'll decide.
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah, well,
Right, bye. Next.
that's
No, what you say
that's
there
got you
is
banned from
no,
half the places.
No. What you should say, for
come.
those reasons, I'm out.
Come on, James. Come on, give us a running CV. What have you achieved?
What are
your skills?
What are your skills?
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose my main skill is that I do speak Urdu very badly. I do like bindi, and I think I can sell. I've got a little bit of cash, and you know, I think I've got a reasonable voice, and maybe I should be doing your job.
Well,
Raj. I mean,
hello.
We're just about holding on to our job, so don't you go after
Right,
ours.
okay, we're going to put you to the challenge. We're going to get you to review a Bollywood movie for our show Love Bollywood. How's that? And then we'll see if you can sit through a 3-hour Bollywood movie with us. That's going to be your challenge.
okay. Okay.
There are subtitles.
Okay, I was going to say, can you leave that one with me? Let me get back to you.
Well, no, actually, generally, like, in terms, let's talk about your Asianness. Like
Asianness?
Well,
Yes.
yeah, well, I mean, because everyone, you know, look, everyone's kind of a bit confused. Like,
Is he a coconut?
yeah, no, I mean, yeah,
Yes,
because
are you?
did you
Okay.
change your name from Caan to Caan in terms of
Because
the
you like
spelling
James
and all
Caan,
the
the
rest of
actor.
it?
No, I love the actor. I just thought it would be a bit of fun. I changed it nearly 35 years ago.
Why did you change it?
I just thought it'd be a bit of fun. I went to see the movie. I saw Godfather, and I thought
a wonderful
James
movie.
Caan.
Wonderful.
I thought,
Okay.
what a way to spell the name. And you
Yeah.
know, when you're 16, you kind of, you know, you idolise actors and, you know, fame
But
or whatever.
what do your parents have to say about it? No one say anything?
No, I think at the time they just thought I was being silly because I was young and I was a kid. And I think nobody genuinely believed it would stick. It was one of those nicknames that, you know, it either works or it doesn't. And here I am 35 years later. It just stuck on me.
It's like you trying to change your name to Madonna, Papa.
Yeah, all right. Thank you very much. Mr. James Caan, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. It's been great being on the show.
Thank you very much.
you.
It's been a pleasure
And what's
having
the
you.
book called?
It's called Get the Job You Really Want. What
plug,
you
plug,
really,
plug.
really want.
Yes.
Do you think we may need it?
No, you certainly do not. You are absolutely safe here.